it's a wide top, so just do a little bit. This is sandalwood from India. And those of you who know about sandalwood, it's a very sacred entrance. I'm going to pass it over to everybody. Just take a little bit of it and just dab it like on that and just smell it, okay? All right. And I want to welcome everybody, our first time on YouTube Live. We're very excited for those of you who have found your way over here. We cater to light workers who are awakened or in the process of awakening. For us to consciously do our work with our expanded family of light from different realms, different dimensions, in the singularity of the divine plan, which is the ascension process of our beloved planet and all of her life. So if this resonates with you, we welcome you to do this very powerful work as planetary world servers. Alrighty, so we all have, oh, and before I forgot, let me, and everybody on YouTube is going to know your name now. We have Nasli for the first time here. Welcome, Nasli. Thank you for sharing your light. Okay. All right, so we're going to start with the Pillar of Light Protection, invoking the law of forgiveness, transmuting violet flame invocation. After violet flame invocation, the Ascension decree. Then we do the We Remember. We do the invocation chant 3 times. We do Dr. Emoto's Healing Gulf Prayer. And then we'll end with the prayer of the 7 galactic directions. And Ava is going to do our crystal pyramid. I have all of the skulls out because I did see Max, the crystal skull, on Saturday. And I had a one-on-one with Max, and all of these skulls that are here, for those who does not know who Max the crystal skull is, who was not aware of that. Okay, there is legend. Max came from Guatemala. They found him about 100 years ago. He was buried in the earth, and there are, according to legend, 13 crystal skulls. If you saw the movie Indiana Jones, the 13 skulls, well, it alludes to this legend. There's about 3 of them that I'm aware of on the planet. Max is one of them. And what's interesting about it is that if you go, I explain it on the Cosmic Center Facebook page, is that science does not know how they were able to seamlessly create this skull from quartz crystal. It's like against the grain. It's like no one can do that. Science cannot replicate what these skulls are. So some kind of technology, some kind of something from ancient times. They say that Max could be 3,000 to 30,000 years old. They're not sure how old these skulls are. But we're not able to create what the ancients have done. And quartz crystal, obviously, is a mechanism that has the library of our planet in it. And Max comes from unconditional love. Very, very powerful. So all these little skulls here are resonating with Max. And let's see what happens. That's all I can say. And I have some celestite here. Okay, so let's start with the Pillar of Light Protection. I call on the I Am presence of God to surround me with a tube of dazzling white-like substance, like sun-glistening snow, pouring down around me as a circular wall of light. This light essence is constantly pouring like Niagara Falls. I also call on beloved Lord Gautama to surround my protective pillar of light with your circle of blue flame for any added protection which may be required. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Invoking the law of forgiveness. Beloved presence of God, I am in me. I am the ascended Master's law of forgiveness and transmuting flame of all the mistakes I have ever made and those of all mankind, as well as those of the elemental kingdom. Transmute this misqualified energy into the light of God that never fails. Illumine our minds and feelings and see that neither I nor any of the rest of life ever make the same mistakes again. transmuting violet flame invocation. Magic I am presence. Blaze through and around me the transmuting violet flame, thy sacred fire. Purify and transmute now all impure desires, hard feelings, wrong concepts, imperfect etheric records, causes, effects, and memories, known or hidden. Keep this flame sustained and all powerfully active. Replace all by pure substance, power of accomplishment, and the divine plan fulfilled. After violet flame invocation, beloved Lord Gautama, Archangel Michael, and ascended Master Jesus, charge into this violet flame your purifying, dissolving power of divine love in its most powerful, dynamic activity. Let the powers of light descend into earth and take full command. In the name of the cosmic I Am Presence, to all that is not of the light, we say, you have no power. Your end has come. In the name of the cosmic I Am Presence for all humanity, we now consciously give the authority for the earth to the ascended masters and cosmic beings to bring into manifestation the divine plan fulfilled. Ascension decree. My magic I Am Presence. You direct my activity, world, and affairs, and take full command of me. Guide, protect, illumine me every step of the way, and see that I render the greatest service possible. See in your wisdom that I make the ascension at the close of this embodiment. I am the ascension manifesting. I thank you, beloved, I am. We remember. We remember we are spiritual beings of light, one with the source of all creation. We remember all is one. We remember we are creators and part of a divine creative plan. We remember we are here in physical expression as guardians and stewards to earth, and we work in collaboration with other spiritual beings of light from various streams of consciousness. We work together, bounded by love, to liberate Earth Mother, to take her place as a world of peace. We walk the path of love and light. Luminous ones of the seven seas, we call you now to heal the waters of terror. Luminous ones of the seven seas, we call you now to heal the waters of terror. Luminous ones of the seven seas, we call you now to heal the waters of terror. I send the energy of love and gratitude to the water and all the living creatures in the Gulf of Mexico and its surroundings, to the whales, dolphins, pelicans, shellfish, plankton, coral, algae, and all living creatures. I am sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. Prayer of the seven galactic directions. From the East House of Light, may wisdom dawn in us, so we may see all things in clarity. From the North House of Night, may wisdom ripen in us, so we may know all from within. From the West House of Transformation, may wisdom be transformed into right action, so we may do what must be done. From the South House of the Eternal Sun, may right action reap the harvest, so we may enjoy the fruits of planetary being. From above House of Heaven, where star people and ancestors gather, may their blessings come to us now. From below House of Earth, may the heartbeat of her crystal core bless us with harmonies to end all war. From the center galactic source, which is everywhere at once, may everything be known as the light of mutual love. Hoyam, Humnam Ku, Eva Maya, E Maho. And I would just want to mention one other special announcement. I want to welcome Barbara here. Many of you may have known that Barbara and her husband Bill have been with the Anchor in Life for several years, and bill passed a couple of months ago. And so they weren't able to continue. It's been over a year, I believe, or a little bit more. But Barbara is now here, back, and so we're happy to have her. Okay, so we will now start with it. Did we get everything? Okay. Okay. Let me just turn the lights. Let's put the air conditioner just up one notch so it's not so cold. Thank you. Okay. Okay. Thank you, Donna. 1 second. Turn on the lights. Okay. Okay. And already there is a foundational stone, coming from the highest realms of light. It comes to bring divine stability and perfect balance in energetics that are disruptive, chaotic, and unsettling. But we are here to say to the children of the earth, to those who have not forgotten who you are, what you are, and your divine abilities to access the higher light codes, the higher guidance, and the higher vision. So we invite you to breathe with us. And the angels and angelics of peace have made their presence known. The divine angelics of the virtues streaming in a white pillar of light. Coming in the undulating waveforms of unconditional love, the compassionate stream that runs throughout all creations. And so we breathe together. We breathe together in the knowing. We breathe together purposefully. We breathe together consciously with this expanded family in the myriads of sentient beings of light, coming together as a divine singularity in the higher vision of this sacred planet, in the higher vision of the solar logi that brings forth the sun rays of Ra. We come together in the sun behind the sun. We come together in the great central sun. We come together in the sun that is the perfect point in all sacred directions of this universe. And we draw from this the divine sparks, the original intention, the sacred geometries, the higher thought forms. And there is a divine activation in those higher parts of ourselves. The myriad of ourselves of which we is just one experience in the myriad of the fullness of what we are and who we are and our position in this multiverse. Our agreements, soul contracts, mission and purpose coming together here in this divine moment of recognition, of understanding, and tremendous support. So we breathe together, and clearly the first geometry we see in our spiritual eye, the foundation stone, it is as a sun disk, and from it comes 4 rays from its corners. But there are 2 rays together. One is pink and one is gold. See this clearly. From the sun disk comes 2 rays coming from the top left, 2 rays coming from the top right, 2 rays coming from the bottom left, 2 rays coming from the bottom right. One ray is pink, the other gold. In this sun disk, see this clearly in your spiritual eye. And breathe with intention. It comes with a powerful, divine, stabilizing, energetic that we can integrate within our own selves individually, but collectively. And so we simply integrate this divine and sacred energetic in the form of this sacred geometry, a living light, and its specific rays to support the stability that is needed for so many, and especially upon the sacred earth and all of her kingdoms. And as we take each and every holy, sacred in-breath and out-breath, as the very higher, energetic, divine, sacred codes, coming in from the highest realms of illumined light, holding the brilliance of the Christ light and the Maitreya, the cosmic Christ and the cosmic Maitreya, the higher vision, the higher worlds, the higher heavens, flowing in this sacred geometry. This divine sun disk reminds us of the sun, behind the sun, behind the sun, the great central sun, moving its rays, piercing through the Maya, the illusions, the delusions, the miscreations, the blockages, the constrictions, the inharmonics, the imbalances, piercing through it all to reach the higher hearts of the children of the earth who have not forgotten. The children of the earth who fan the flames of the higher heart of unconditional love and compassion, holding the steady flame, anchoring the white fire, bringing forth the higher angelics, bringing forth the myriad of beings who align with the will of the divine from the limitless light, the one creator, the source of all. And with each and every holy in-breath and out-breath, we can feel and sense and know from our physical bodies to the mental and the emotional, to our higher light bodies, this divine communion, this consecrated, holy experience in our higher service to this planet, to the solar logi, to this universe. Clearly seeing the geometry, becoming more anchored, more radiant, more luminescent in its brilliance as it sends the codes of stability, of balance. And as we become more integrated and aligned with this grace, as our family of light, and specifically the angelics, as the divine virtues holding the unconditional love, the compassionate spirit, the higher activations, for profound healing within ourselves, for it is in the healing of the past, the present, and the future. It is the healing of the wounds of the Great Mother, of the Solar Logi, of the universe herself, of the great celestial bodies. It is the stabilization, the balance, the peace for healing. So we breathe the sacred in-breath and out-breath, fully aware, conscious, and engaged. For we remember, and we do our part, and allow our own physical temples, emotional and mental, to be a vehicle, a great anchored light that holds this template, that holds the stability for the earth and all of her kingdoms, all of her life, so that healing can take place, that fragments can come back into wholeness, that the recalibration and alignment sources through the limitless light, the source of all things, which is love. This energy courses through the very heartbeat of our circulatory system into the very blood crystals that move within us, aligning itself with the higher grids of the sacred earth, the higher grids of our logi, the higher grids of the sun, behind the sun, the great central sun. And we breathe. We hold our positions. As we allow ourselves to be the catalyst, the link, the intersection of these higher energies that come to bring balance, stability, and peace. So profound and deep healing can take place. And as we breathe each and every holy in-breath and out-breath, as we align ourselves with the divine and higher energetics, remembering that our ability to hold light is boundless. As we allow this loving embrace and communion to bathe over us and consume us in this joy and this bliss, reigniting, triggering our cosmic memories, anchoring it more deeply in our day-to-day activities in this physical, mental, and emotional world. So we breathe deeply, fully aware and conscious, as engaged participants in the divine plan. And now, as we see the sun disk and the four corners of the two rays that come out, one is pink and one is gold. See that now and flip it down as if it was a floor. It's now a plane. And we now individually and collectively walk into the center of this sacred geometry. Almost amazed of our ability to be in this brilliance and radiance of the divine. But it is the re-remembering of who we are and what we are. And as the great Elohims, along with the great angelics, along with the sentient beings of light from all courses of realms and dimensions that come in higher service, with the compassionate energetic of unconditional love, clear in the radiance and alignment to the limitless light, the source light. The children of light are here upon the earth, and together we hold our earth mother in the middle of our circle of light upon the stone of stability and balance and peace. And together, we hold our sacred earth, all of her life, in the middle of this sun disk, the four rays in the corners emanating in the boundlessness of the cosmos. We hold this position. We sense it, see it clearly. We hold her in the middle for her own stability, balance that brings peace and healing. We see all 7 expressions of her within the earth, upon the surface, in her great valleys and mountains, in all the elements of water, air, earth, and fire. We see the etheric and her electromagnetic field, as well as all life, purified, balanced, cleared, clean, and stabilized. We, the awakened ones, come as divine co-creators to stabilize our sacred earth, to stabilize all of her kingdoms as we stabilize ourselves. We acknowledge, sense, and feel the divine energetics, the divine codes. Those time locks now ready to be opened. The veil is moving apart, living the boundlessness of our true heritage as interdimensional beings of living light. Powerful co-creators coming from loving kindness, higher service, bringing forth the healing of the world, of the Logi, of this universe. We anchor now within ourselves the Shalometh Shalom, the peace that surpasses all human understanding. Shalometh Shalom, 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 Shalometh Shalom. We intend now to integrate this perfect balance, the stability, the divine sacred codes within ourselves and as a collective. And now the thought of the return comes. And right now, in this moment, we intend to integrate further in the hours to come in our sleep state this stability, this foundation stone coming from the highest celestial realms of light, a divine sacred template by the angelics and sentient beings of light in this eternal prayer for ascension, the disbursement of illusion, the prayer for peace and healing throughout all timelines, past, present, future. And with that, we see in this sacred moment upon the foundation stone the divine geometry begin to fade as we move our positions back, drawing in our own electromagnetic field as all the sentient beings draw in theirs, forever impressed with the cosmic light, the cosmic Maitreya, the cosmic Christ, the Shalom Shalom, the peace that surpasses all human understanding, the profound healing throughout all time and space, throughout all lineages. We breathe with intention to continue the process. Our intention is to be back, awake, alert, and anchored on the count of 3. 1, 2. Take a very deep breath in. And 3. We are back, awake, alert, and we are grounded.